What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard Podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Matt Llewellyn and Mike Andrews of Nothing But Niners. We got a great show planned for you guys tonight. We're going to be previewing, it's the first preview of the year, 49ers, Seahawks, Sunday, Lumen Field, kickoff. But before we get into that, we got some breaking news that just happened a few minutes ago. We'll get into that. Before I toss it over to my guys, if you're tuning in on X, make sure you hit like and repost the post. If you're tuning in on YouTube, do us a solid, hit like and subscribe to both Nothing But Niners and 49ers Hive channels. And hop in the chat. We want to hear your guys' thoughts. New season is here. We want to get some new opinions on the show. Let's hear it all. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Now that I got that out of the way, Matt, how you doing tonight?
Listen, it is time. It is time. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting, and the offseason is finally over. The NFL season officially kicks off tomorrow with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm really, really excited to see the 49ers week one. It's a new season. We can put that 6-11 trash behind us and move on from there. I don't think anything can tamp down my excitement except for maybe, hearing that there's going to be commercials on Red Zone now. What is that? Anyway, I'm doing good, Zach. How are you?
That's got ESPN fingers all over it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Mike, how you doing?
I'm a little perturbed now, if I'm being honest with you. Is this like they literally said 7 hours of commercial-free football?
Yeah, so
now it's Red
Scott
Zone
Hansen
football.
was doing an interview for Red Zone or about Red Zone. Somebody asked him the question. He was like, yeah, and he's like, now I'm just going to have to introduce it as 7 hours of football. So I don't know how they're incorporating these ads, if it's going to be like picture-in-picture ads.
Right.
Because how are you going to show every touchdown if you actually cut away? And
if you
so
remember,
the funny meme going around is that Washington Commanders like Hail Mary play, and right as the catch is about to happen, it cuts to like Burger King. So,
Whopper,
it's already
Whopper.
Yeah. I don't know. The NFL has a problem with switching programming, and this goes back to the Heidi game when the Raiders came back, or was Raiders Steelers or whatever it was. So
They're doubling up on the subscription base. That's what it is. You can have Red Zone, and then you can have Red Zone Plus.
Ooh.
That's what that is. It's like YouTube and YouTube Plus or whatever. Like everything has a plus version where there's the no commercial version. YouTube Plus, Netflix Plus, like they all have it. There's like this plus version of it, Hulu, Disney Plus, and it's like, all right, we got you. Here's all the content you want, all in one spot. But you got to watch these ads unless you give us $3 more a month.
And people will pay it too, because that's like fantasy football has made Red Zone what it is, to be honest. Like that's, people watch it for the fantasy. But listen, I get Sunday ticket. I'll just do multi-view. I'll just do the multi-game view and just watch like 5 different games.
I knew this was coming. By the way, Mike, pretty soon we're going to have like plus versions of like relationships. It's like, I don't know. You got Sundays with me for another $8.99 a week, but until then, Sundays are my day. But I knew this was coming.
That's clutch.
Right? When they tried it last year, if you guys remember, they tried like playing it off as in like, oh, it's the Lamar Jackson Nike commercial or whatever the hell he had. Oh, that's why we're airing it. But it was like picture in picture, like Matt said. It was like Matt and Mike's screen was the Red Zone and my screen was the Lamar Jackson commercial. And everyone was like, oh, and wouldn't you know it, 6-7 months later, they're selling a giant portion to ESPN and Disney. It's almost like that was a proof of concept. Like it's almost like that was this is how we could do it and make it work, a trial run. And nobody complained, or people did complain, but I should say people didn't complain enough to where they were like, well, let's just stick with it and see what goes. I saw somebody post, and it's a genuine question. How do you even combat this? How do you even protest this? Not watch Red Zone? I mean,
you cancel
I guess for the people that
subscriptions.
don't have Sunday ticket, it's kind of a shitty option. So
No, you cancel subscriptions. That's how you do it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Everybody says that they're gonna cancel their subscription, and like nobody does.
I'm lying. I have NFL Plus, but that's for the rewatch. I don't pay for anything where I have to see it live, not from the NFL, I should say. So I don't. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I put my foot down, like, I'm going to take my stand. but I'm tweeting my butt off. I'm Xing my butt off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at that. So I kind of still contribute to the hoopla and propaganda of it all. I mean, look, here's the good news, right? Let's pretend that we're upset about something about the return of football, because the truth of the matter is none of us give a crap. We cannot wait for week 1. I am going to watch 2 teams that I hate face off tomorrow. Like, I'm going to be glued to the edge of my seat every play.
Gonna hate watch it, huh?
Yep.
Yes, I can't even wait to see the commercials that are shown in the first NFL regular season game. Like, I think that these commercials are going to be just as big as the Super Bowl commercials. Like, I think they are going to unveil new commercials in this game on a Thursday night. So, like, I'm that ready for it.
I'll tell you one commercial I'm sick of. It's that stupid Beyonce Levi's commercial. I'm so sick of it. I cannot listen to it again. I'll put a bullet in my head if it keeps.
The problem is you're in prime like Levi's territory. The San Francisco Bay Area is where it's from. I actually haven't even seen that yet. So
the preseason games, they played it like literally every commercial break was that song. What?
You haven't seen the commercial yet at all? Like where she dumps the bucket of diamonds inside the dryer with
Takes
her
her
Levi's?
pants off.
She's wearing like white tighty whities.
Big old whitey tighties.
You haven't seen this at all?
No.
You really don't watch like I don't even watch TV. Nope. Like it's a YouTube ad at this point.
It is.
Like
I only see it on.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. If there was ever a subscription that I was going to pay for, it was YouTube Premium, so I don't have to watch
YouTube
the goddamn
Premium
ads.
Is the best.
There's the flex.
Totally
there it
worth
is.
It, dude. It's totally worth it.
They could charge me $100 a month, and I'd probably still pay it.
My brother-in-law came over and he had it or whatever, and we were just watching YouTube videos, and I was like, wait a second, this is so much better.
You can download videos.
You can download them till yep. I'm never going back. YouTube Premium is the jam for me.
It's brought to you by YouTube. I'm just kidding.
Kidding.
I'm excited for tomorrow night. I am going to pick up some round table on the way home. Or maybe get home and go get it. Either way, the logistics will be worked out. I am getting pizza and watching this game.
Wait. You're going to Round Table and not that fireplace in San Jose?
That's a pain in the ass to get to, dude. And
it's so good though, dude.
It is good. Slice of homage, but it's it would be different if I was going out.
Come on, man.
I was just there actually.
No.
Do it for the Niners game on week 1, man.
Yeah, see, that's different. That's exactly what I was going to say. You don't do it for the Cowboys and Eagles, right? Like you got to do that for your thing. And here's the thing, right? Sunday is it's our wedding anniversary. So it's like, oh no, I haven't said a word to my wife yet about like what the actual plans are for Sunday. But I have talked to her a ton about her birthday, which is that following Wednesday. So like I'm like, yeah, your birthday. You know, right now I'm budgeting, money's tight, which is true. It's all true. I'm sure she can hear me now, right? It's all true because my son's birthday is Saturday. So he's got a paintball thing, and then we've got our anniversary. I'm like, let's go get something to eat for your birthday. Like let's do that. Like anniversary, I don't really know what I want. I want to watch football. So yeah, that's like my mindset right now.
The good thing is you didn't forget. Above all else.
Of course not. Yeah. No, if you guys could see up in my house, we have like this. I wonder if I can turn my camera that way. And it's all right. I don't want to get us too sidetracked, but we have like this infinity symbol side. It's like the little figure 8 sideways, and it says Michael and Melissa, and it says 9-7-11.
Okay.
Inside the little loop, yeah. So
man
brain right there.
I told you guys, like, I got Ash a new ring, and on the inside, our wedding date is engraved on it. So it's like. Because I've unfortunately been on the other end of that, Mike, where unfortunately the 10-year one just completely, and that evening was not pretty. So not gonna happen again.
It gets rough, yeah. So you got to do the little man thing, get a tattoo or something where you can remind yourself or whatever. But that's what I do, man. We're going on 14 years, so this year will be 14 years. So, and I don't feel like I'm old enough to have been married for 14 years.
That's congrats, man. Me and my wife is 9 years this year. That's in October.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So should we do the breaking news first? Since
Yeah,
it's
let's get
topical.
let's get it out there.
Okay, so minutes before we go live, this drops from Shefty. Another pre-Sunday deal. The 49ers and Llewellyn Jennings reached an agreement on a deal that will add $3 million in playtime incentives to the wide receiver's contract, per his agents Drew and Jason Rosenhaus. Now, instead of earning $7.5 million this season, Jennings can earn up to $10.5 million this season. There should be a giant asterisk on the up to. Who knows what these incentives are? Maybe it's just being active. I highly doubt it. What's your take on this? Matt, start with you.
Yeah, the 49ers essentially called out his bluff, and he had to kind of just take what he could get. But listen, I'm not a conspiracy guy most of the time, but I find it awfully convenient that Kendrick Bourne is in the building, and boom, all of a sudden, hey, there's Llewellyn Jennings practicing. Oh, it's week 1 of the season. Hey, there's Llewellyn Jennings not missing a game check. And then there's an incentive escalator put into his contract. Now, there was a later tweet from Schefter saying that the 49ers offered him a multi-year deal and he turned it down, which tells me that they probably lowballed him on that. Yeah, it says Jennings turned down a multi-year deal to do a 1-year deal and bet on himself. He is scheduled to become a free agent after this season. So they probably lowballed him, knowing what his actual worth is, and he's still thinking that, he's the guy from last year and not the guy from the previous 3 years or whatever it was, and getting a fortunate situation to go his way to kind of gather all those stats. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I don't know. According to Tim Kawakami, he thinks that he can get $20 million per year. So if that's the case, then I'm glad the 49ers stood on business, because there's no way that Llewellyn Jennings is worth $20 million. But I'm glad to see him get something.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, $20 million a year is outrageous, but I'm glad they got something done at least.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so this is clearly. I like the way you put it, Matt. They called his bluff. It's like, are you hurt or not? Because it's time to put up or shut up. Are you really going to miss game checks? Because the time has come. You showed up, you practiced for 2.5 days, and then you went on, injury leave for the rest of offseason the rest of training camp and preseason. And then you show up the week prior to the first game. Kendrick Bourne's in for a visit and a workout. They up his potential earnings by $3 million. And the fact that they did offer him a long-term deal, I think is interesting, because the three of us have agreed last year is likely his best year that he'll ever have with the 49ers. If he has another year like
in
last
his
year,
NFL career, let me stand on business and say his NFL career, he will never, ever, ever, ever have another season like that.
I was going to be a little courteous, but yes, definitely. For sure with the Niners, possibly ever. If he were to have another season like last year, things went drastically wrong for the 49ers yet again. That's all I was going to say.
Where would he go that could use it better than Kyle Shanahan is using him? Kyle Shanahan he was a 7th round pick. Kyle Shanahan's maxed him out in terms of what he started as and what he is now. Cable.
There you go.
There you go.
Better?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Still good?
Sorry to the headphone users.
Stop
I'm
touching
so
stuff,
sorry.
Mike.
I did. All I did was tap the mute button, but I'm sorry about that. I wanted to highlight that David Yang comment, actually, that you had up there. And this is not a slight to the person who wrote this, David. Yeah, that's it. No, not that one. Good 1050. Good for JJ. If he balls out, it's a great.
Yeah.
That's the exact opposite.
Yep.
Right.
Agreed.
Think about how good of a year he had last year, and think about the team. Right. The fact that Llewellyn Jennings, who is naturally, if everyone is healthy, our 3rd wide receiver, and that's on a team that most of us don't believe that Deebo Samuel is a good wide receiver in the NFL. Right. He was still option 3 as far as wide receivers go.
Probably option 4 or 5 in terms of actual targets.
Right. I mean, he would be behind Ayuk, behind Deebo, behind McCaffrey, behind Kittle.
Yep.
So no, it's not a good thing if he balls out. That means that we have been decimated by injuries once again. That's why this deal I think is great for the 49ers. And I'm happy that they can even walk away from this saying, yeah, we offered him something long term, but they knew that they were going to lowball him. Nothing about the Niners' last 3 drafts suggest that Juwan Jennings is a part of their future. Nothing about it at all. And I'm happy that he did get some new incentives. I hope that they're not 1,000-yard based. I hope that they're not double-digit touchdown based. I'm really hoping that it's something like 750 yards and 5 touchdowns, like something that may be almost achievable. You know what I mean? And then they end up giving it to him as a thank you, like how they did with Richard Sherman the Super Bowl year, right? He didn't quite meet all of his incentives, but they paid out the extra money to Richard Sherman. I hope that it's something along those lines, like thank you for your service. You were underpaid, but we did give you something to help you along the way from, for the rest of your future. Because it's not a good day if Juwan Jennings is our leading wide receiver or if he's out there getting 1,000 yards. It's not a good day for the Niners.
Let's play this scenario. If you're told right now Isaac Guerrero finishes the year as the 49ers leading rusher, does that make
I'm gonna
you happy?
cry.
Right. Something went wrong. Two things went wrong.
Well,
actually.
it means that CMC and Robinson are both out.
Exactly. So that would kind of be like the equivalent to Juwan Jennings finishing again as the 49ers' number 1 receiver. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's just the context that would require that to be there would mean that injuries happened, somebody didn't develop, somebody took a huge step back. You don't really want that. So at best, he is the 3rd wide receiver when the 49ers are healthy, all pieces are the way they want them. Maybe going into the year, he's competing with Ricky for the number 1 job, but I would even argue Ricky's already surpassed him. But just based on draft status alone and the way that he finished last year. So, and going into this year.
If it weren't for suspensions and injuries this season, he'd be option 4. It would be Ayuk, Pearsall, Robinson, and then him. And so that kind of guy, it's never going to hold a franchise hostage. Sorry, it's not going to happen. And if it does, your franchise front office people should be fired.
Yeah.
But kudos to him again. I did feel like he deserved a little bit of bonus money. This is exactly what I said would happen. Find a way to introduce some incentives for him to make for this year. And, hopefully he can reach him. Like we want him to go out there and put his best foot forward. And you do that with incentives and no long-term deal. So it's a win-win.
He's only wide receiver 1 or 2 for like 3 weeks, man. 3 or 4 weeks. As soon as Ayuk gets back, he's going to start getting. And wide receiver 2 in this offense means you're like the 3rd or 4th option, because we option number 1 is Christian McCaffrey. Like that's whether you're running it, whether you're throwing it. Christian McCaffrey's number 1. Debatable between wide receiver 1 and George Kittle as to who's number 2, because George Kittle has like 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Like Kittle's getting his targets. So then it's, okay, who's wide receiver 1? Well, I mean, from all indication for the preseason, it looks like it's Ricky Pearsall, which means that already Juwan Jennings would be wide receiver 2, which means you're already the 4th option.
And
so like
he's got to be a realist. Like think about Brandon Ayuk's tweet following the Super Bowl, right? I did all that as the 4th option on this team. That was Brandon Ayuk, who was our wide receiver 1. Like, think about that for a second, right?
1,200 yards that season or something like that.
Right. And he said, I'm the 4th option. Like, if Ayuk has the mental wherewithal to say that, I just got to let you know where Jennings has to fall in the pecking order here. I mean, it's not a shot at Jennings. It's just reality setting in. This isn't your team, bro.
I do think that, by the way, this is still great value for the 49ers. What do you guys make of the fact that he turned down a long-term deal? What does that speak more to? The 49ers sold him short and offered him pennies on the dollar compared to what he was expecting? Or do you think...
No, I think he is overvaluing himself.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I think the 49ers, again, don't like to be held up for money, especially after he just got a new deal last year. And at the same, so they're using it as a kind of an excuse to lowball him. But at the same time, Jennings is grossly, if the $20 million per year number is true that Tim Kawakami threw out, he is vastly overestimating what his actual worth on a football field is, like by a large degree. That's Mike Evans money, man. Like that. No, you can't, that's just completely unrealistic.
the reports from Tim Kawakami, real quick, Mike, were that he's spoken to sources inside, the 49ers and other NFL teams. And the 49ers and Juwan Jennings weren't just a couple of million apart. They were, millions of dollars apart. And that Juwan's camp was reportedly asking for north of $20 million per year for a long-term deal, which, like Matt says, is getting dangerously close to Mike Evans' money. Mike Evans, who is having the longest streak of 1,000 yards receiving seasons since like Jerry Rice.
Since Jerry Rice, yeah.
It's not in reality. Mike, I cut you off, please.
No, you're good. And I think that this shows that the Niners were just straight up honest with this guy, right? Like there was nothing to beat around the bush about. We can offer you a long-term deal, but it's going to be as how we see your usage here, right? We'll offer you a long-term deal. Here's 3 years, $24 million max, like total, not each year, total, right? And he's going to be like, dude, I can make $8 million somewhere. I'm making 7.5 right now. And they're like, yeah. And that 7.5 is what we negotiated last year to bring you back. Like that's exactly what we thought your value was. Like, and so this is them just being upfront. And I respect anyone who can look me in my eye and tell me exactly where the company sees me. And it doesn't mean that I have to like it, but that's how you're viewed within the company that you're in. And we aren't the Patriots. We aren't desperate for wide receivers right now. Long-term goals and beyond this season, we're not going to be desperate for them. We have a lot of potential, a lot of guys up and coming throughout these rankings that we are expecting to do what you've done and more. And so it's that simple. And if you want to really be a pain in the ass, we'll bring Juwan Jennings in. We'll bring Kendrick Bourne in, who does exactly what you do, blocks just as good as you do. Maybe you have a higher catch point.
I don't know if he blocks as well as Jennings does.
Maybe not for the Patriots. In this system, Kendrick Bourne was a hell of a blocker. He was a hell of a blocker in the system.
I don't know. All right.
But either way, I digress.
It's a minor
yeah.
nitpick.
It was that your productivity is replaceable. We can get a guy off the street to come in here and do this right now. So if you want to do that, then so be it. Play long ball. You and your calf injury can ride the bench and lose the $7.5 million that you were supposed to get this year.
Yeah. I don't know. 49ers throwback. I see your comment, but I don't know what. I guess. I don't know. Provide context for me, and I'll try to get to it.
Yeah, I think that for Juwan, in order for him to get the kind of money he apparently is looking for, what teams are out there that are that wide receiver needy? Mike, you mentioned the Patriots. I'm not even quite sure they're that. They just signed Stephon Diggs to a ton of money. They drafted a couple of receivers who look good. They signed Mac Hollins. I had said Carolina previously, but they just drafted back-to-back first-round wide receivers. They got the guy with the crazy accent, and then they got McMillan this past year.
T-Mac, yeah.
And then the Saints have no money.
I got an opinion on him, by the way. I don't think he's very good. Yeah, I'm not that high on him. Yeah.
I just don't think that the money is there for what he reportedly is expecting. I honestly think the best case, even with a backseat role, would have been to stay here. I think he's used best here. Yeah. He's loved here. The coaches know him here. He knows the system. I mean, hey, maybe he goes to Seattle. That's a similar system now. They have a Kubiak or something like that over there, calling plays or whatever brother tree that is in the NFL, thanks to Kyle and Mike. But they're kind of just down to JSN right now. Cooper Kupp's on a long-term deal. Maybe he goes there. I don't know. But I don't think that there will be too many options for him that look more appealing than what the 49ers could have offered. So that's just my 2 cents. All right. Do you guys want to get into this preview?
Yeah.
Anything else on Juwan?
I think that unfortunately he's going to come to reality quicker rather than later. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of disgruntledness to him as the season wears on. And I would watch out for him at the trade deadline, to be honest, especially if other people come back and he does fall back into that wide receiver 3 or 4 role. maybe they choose to get something for him if he's showing signs of like frustration, because again, he's betting on himself, which means that he's going to want to produce. And if he's not able to produce, how long before he's like, damn, man, every second that I'm not getting targets is costing me money. And then that becomes an issue. Because the fact of the matter is that him asking for a trade, him asking for more money, he's already let you know that for whatever we thought about him, obviously, you know, he's very team oriented and has been that, and gritty and whatever else. But at the end of the day, he's shown that he is about his money. So if he's not getting it, he could be disgruntled. Otherwise, if he maintains a positive attitude, he'll stay for the season. The 49ers are going to get compensated either way through a comp pick or whatever they would trade him for.
I don't know how many players, granted it was a 2-year deal, but got extended the previous year and then hold out immediately the following year. Like, they just gave him a new contract a year ago. That's how wild all this is. I get it. It was 2 years. And his argument is he drastically outperformed that. But he had just came off of like a Super Bowl MVP caliber end of the year when they extended him. So you would think he would have a number in mind that worked for him based off of that performance. But a year later, he wanted more money. Mike, any final thoughts?
No, I called it a long time ago that this injury was BS. It was a financial flare-up. And as soon as he got the new money, he would be back. And I love it when I'm right.
By the way, no news on the Kendrick Bourne saga, whatever we're calling it here. The 49ers brought him in Monday. He left without a contract. The reports from Rap Sheet Schefter were that they had a contract in place if everything were to work out. He went to Washington, who also had a contract in place, reportedly, left there without a deal. And now the reports are that he is going to take the first week to think about it and make his decision from there. So when we know more, we'll let you know. Okay.
I think that Bourne.
Go ahead.
I think that Bourne is doing the right thing, by the way, because once you sign to a 53, you're stuck in that contract for the rest of the season. Sometimes the best thing for a veteran to do is to do like what's his name that just did it with Buffalo. Davis did, right? You want to sign with a practice squad. That way, if someone does come calling, you can tell them, yeah, I'll come, and then you can still negotiate money out of that. But if you sign to the 53, you're theirs for the rest of the season. So latching on to a practice squad somewhere is not always a bad thing for veterans, especially those that know their worth. It's not a bad thing.
Yep. They did that, by the way, this week. Apparently, word on the street was that other teams were looking into poaching Marquez Valdez-Scantling off the 49ers practice squad. So they just released Russell Gage and elevated MVS, and then Russell Gage ended up back on the practice squad, and he's probably going to be active for Sunday. So weird stuff, roster shuffles, all that good stuff. Lastly, right before we jump into the preview, I did find something about the ads in the red zone thing. So apparently they're going to be double box format, and so red zone will run in one box, and then the other box will be the ad, and the audio for the ad will be what's heard.
Oh,
so yeah. So kind of picture in picture.
Fun, very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it has nothing to do with ESPN. Just coincides with their deal. Sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And Juwan Jennings really had a calf injury.
Right. That magically healed up.
Yep.
All right, let's get into this 49ers Seahawks week 1, first preview of the year. Feels good to be back, guys. Open up the year in Seattle. Why don't we start with the injury reports, which I have here. The 49ers unfortunately have a pretty lengthy one.
That is a long list, man.
So I'll just go down the list. You got Ben Barch, full participant. Kalia Davis, full participant. Yetur Gross-Matos did not participate. Isaac Guerrero, full participant. Bryce Huff, full participant. Jordan James, limited participant. Juwan Jennings, limited participant. Mac Jones, full. Sam Okawanu, full. Jason Pinnock, full. Dominic Pooney, limited. Upton Stout, full. Jordan Watkins did not participate. CJ West, full. Michael Williams, full. Trent Williams had a vet day, and for the Seahawks, Jake Bobo limited, Torrey Horton, Uchenna Nwosu limited, Cody White limited, and Derek Young.
Dang, man, that's like their whole wide receiver core right there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Minus Jackson Smith and Jigba and Cooper Kupp. But don't worry, Cooper Kupp, if trends hold, will be following very shortly.
Give it a week.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the full participants, they're going to be ready to go for sure. I find it really interesting that apparently Gross Matos could pass a physical, but yet is not practicing.
Even though a week ago, Kyle said, I expect him to play week 1. He should be ready to go. And suddenly he's
unless he was getting a rest day too, that they just didn't specify or you know what I mean?
This dude has been a major, major bust for the 49ers, and they should have let him go, honestly. They should have cut bait at cut down because he's just taking up a spot. He doesn't produce, doesn't do anything. It's all potential. He's another 4 to 6 weeks away. Dude is 4 to 6 weeks away in like April. What the hell are we doing?
I mean, I didn't really expect him to play that much anyway. I mean, the rookies are listed as like backups, but I feel like CJ West and Alfred Collins are going to get a lot of snaps. So I don't know. Take away from it what you will. He's just a body at this point. They're carrying like 21 offensive and defensive linemen, which is kind of crazy.
I personally love this. I don't know what you want to call this participation report here. This is quite literally the healthiest I've seen the Niners all offseason. And I wish I was exaggerating here. I still get a little annoyed that Trent just continues to get rest days. I don't think this is going to bode well long term for him. I mean, at some point, you have to go out there and work, like physically work. You can show up and be able to lift the building, but that doesn't mean that you're in football shape. And I just think that they're really, really taking this for granted and giving him too much rest. They continue to hold him out of practices and things of that nature. The joint practices they didn't let him participate in. And we had 2 weeks of joint practices. I know that one of them was only 1 day, and then when we did it against the Raiders, it was 2 days. But they didn't let him participate in those. When that terrifies me, but other than that, everything else on this list is very, very comforting, very positive in my opinion. So, I'm happy to see this list with what one person did not participate and everybody else was at least limited or full.
Mm-hmm. Strawberry, you bring up a good point. They could be easing Gross Matos back in rather than throwing him in full bore coming off the knee, just like giving, Pearsall did it right, 2 days on, 1 day off, or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. Trent Williams is an interesting one. They better spat his ankles up heavy.
And you see this comment here by Mac49. Trent had more rest days than practices going. That's insane to me. That is absolutely nuts. I don't know.
Trent is in the best shape we've seen him in since joining 49ers. Yeah, Debo.
We haven't seen him
5 years.
We literally haven't seen him.
What's the best shape? An older circle? Debo was in the best shape, and he got more round every year. I don't know, man.
It's not a good shape. It's just a shape.
No, and I think the 49ers are going to regret not at least attempting to groom a replacement for him while he was still active on the roster. I think that you're relying an awful lot on getting a pick next year where they can do that.
Strawberry says, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw John Chapman said the last center the 49ers drafted was Marcus Martin. That's crazy if that's true.
Yeah. Center?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle likes his veteran centers.
Like Jake Brendel?
Yeah,
that's not right. Didn't we drafted West? Didn't we draft Donovan West?
He was a free agent.
He might have been a guard. Oh, he was undrafted. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I think I wanted them to draft him, and that's probably why I felt like he was drafted. But yeah, you're right. But Strawberry says he also didn't play a snap in preseason in 2023. Yeah,
I mean he's also 2 years older. He's also 2 years older.
Right, But he hasn't.
Like,
He hasn't played 15. Never mind. I don't even want to turn this into a negative thing because
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this upcoming game.
He had ankle issues that year.
That carried over to this year.
Yep.
Like this past season, I mean, and he didn't play the last 6 games of the season or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. This whole if it was a game that meant something, they would be able to go out there and play. I just don't know that you can continue to bank on that. So
We also have the first unofficial depth chart.
here we go.
Pull this up. Examine
Speaking
this.
of people getting traded, let's get to that safety position.
This might be a little easier to pop open in a new screen since I can zoom in.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
So, offense, Jawan and Pearsall are the starting wide receivers. Offensive line, you got Trent, Barch, Brendel, Pony, McKivitz. Tight end, obviously, Kittle. Running back, obviously, Christian. Defense, Mykel Williams, starting left defensive end. Kalia Davis, Jordan Elliott, Nick Bosa, Luke Gifford, Fred Warner, D. Winters, Bernardo Green, Lenore Upton Stout, Jason Pinnock, and Jair Brown.
Shout out to Luke Gifford, man. Way to go, dude. Way to freaking go. That's a hell of an accomplishment, man. There were a lot of guys vying for that Sam role, and it's really good to see him get it. I like that for him.
Diner said, we'll still have a 57 out there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He's just a little lighter.
And reports came out that Jair Brown was on the trade block throughout preseason and all. That doesn't mean because it didn't happen that he still won't get. He's 2 good plays away from being back on teams' radars, and then they'll let him go.
Yeah. Sharp, yeah, I heard from Sharp too that they were shopping him all preseason, couldn't make a deal. Strawberry reacts. Drake Greenlaw injured again. Is he really? I didn't see that.
Maybe they were saying that because his name isn't on the list. I don't. I don't know.
We have the oldest offensive line in the league. Is that true? I thought we had like the second or third oldest.
Oldest, shittiest. I don't know. Whatever. They clearly don't care. So why? I guess
Right.
we're left to follow in their footsteps. We're just all gonna sit back when the shit goes down. We're all just gonna sit back and then just like, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio from that movie where he just points at the TV. He's like, look. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be, man.
How old is Barch?
I'll find out right now.
Isn't he relatively young?
Well, he's bringing
Coleman-
the average down.
Ben
He
Barch
has
is
6
27.
years. Yeah.
27. Pooney is like 24.
Right. And McKivitz, while we don't want him here, isn't super old, right? He's like 28, 29, something like that, right?
Speak for yourself.
Brendel
Kyle
is
said he wants him here.
32.
Kyle said they're talking about a long-term deal.
29 for Colt McKivitz.
Yeah, that's not terrible. I mean,
A lot of the Trent Williams, really old, 37 or whatever, is doing a lot of the heavy lifting on that offensive line average age thing.
Yeah, I don't think this is a terrible age. Again, and if you're looking at Trent Williams, he's still a top 5 tackle when available. So hopefully Burford can fill in nicely when and if his number gets called. But it's not that terrible as far as age goes of an offensive line. You just have someone swaying it heavily. That's all.
So if you look at without Trent Williams, the average age of the other 4 offensive linemen is 28 and a quarter.
Boom. I mean, you take that all day long. That's great. That's like prime. That's prime, like physical shape for your offensive line. So,
right.
By
And then
the way, go ahead.
If you add Trent Williams, just Trent Williams increases the age from 28 and a quarter to 30. So that's where the extra is coming from.
I think it was John Chapman had shared the list of oldest offensive line. Let me see if I can find it. But it is the chat. I was gonna say the chat is saying that Dre Greenlaw didn't get re-injured. He's just still injured, and apparently
from the quad.
his quad isn't responding well, and he could miss week 1. So
shocking.
Yeah, shocking indeed. Okay, are there any surprises to you guys about this unofficial depth chart?
Just that people are taking it as gospel. Like, we've seen this time and time again, that like this unofficial depth chart really doesn't mean shit. And Kyle has said this over and over and over again when people have asked, and he's like, what even is a starter? And we've like talked about this before, like the three of us, when he's just like, what does it even mean to start? I don't know, man.
Other than offensive line and quarterback, everyone else is rotational. Right. Literally everyone else.
Yeah. It's similar to what he says about the final 53. He's like, there is no final 53. There's a 53 for the week 1, but it's constantly in flux. And by the way, I have to say, I think this is the year that they've utilized the practice squad the most out of any year Kyle Shanahan's been here. Like, as far as it's basically just like extra roster spots. And I appreciate the way how they've kind of gamed this up, with Russell Gage, MVS, all these players. And I did find the tweet. It was from Brandon Thorne. So the 49ers do have the oldest.
If you just do combined age. But
combined
again,
age.
Trent Williams is doing a lot of the heavy lifting on that.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of 37-year-old offensive linemen in the NFL. 49ers throwback, I know that's not the official depth chart. And my point is that people are treating it as such.
It's interesting. The Commanders being the oldest team in the league, they have the 10th youngest combined offensive line. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the younger quarterbacks in the NFL, too.
And they still have the oldest team in the league.
Isn't Jaden Daniels only like 22 right now, or 21?
Something like that. 22, 23.
He's like really young, I thought.
I'm very excited. I like the depth chart. I like the way that it looks, on face value. And, how often are we going to be running 3 linebackers out there?
He's going to be 25 this year. I didn't realize that.
Well, he was at Arizona or LSU and then went to Arizona.
That makes sense.
What were we saying, Mike? How often are we going to be running what?
3 linebackers out there.
Right.
So
right.
I'm not overly concerned with that. The defensive line, you want there to be a lot of forced incomplete passes so you can substitute and keep fresh legs in there. So you don't worry about that. You just want to see growth, right? A lot of people were expecting to see Bryce Huff listed as the right defense. The left defensive end, and they were expected to see Michael Williams as one of the tackles, right? And so what? That may be it based off of the personnel that comes out for the opening drive for Seattle. It very well could be that. So we do have to take it with a grain of salt, but there's a lot of talent on this 53-man roster. That's what we should be focusing on and taking away.
Even then, if you think about it, like Nick Bosa is listed as the right defensive end, but Nick Bosa lines up on both sides depending on the formation. So it's like it really doesn't matter. Right. In any way, shape. There's like a couple positions where it does, right? Like tight end. Okay, George Kittle's going to start. Right. Brock Purdy's obviously starting at quarterback. By and large, when you, again, have the large group positionings, like wide receiver, like corner, it's like, who really starts? Is Upton Stout a starter if they come out in, a 2 wide receiver set? Probably not. Because then they're running base defense and you only need 2 corners out there.
Yeah.
So, the only one that's interesting to me is the strong safety spot, because somebody had put out a tweet that Kyle Shanahan had said that they're still deciding whether Marquise Siegel is going to start or if Jair Brown's going to start. Which just tells you, by the way, how bad Jair Brown is, because Kyle Shanahan is one of the most loyal, like, hey, I don't want to like give your job to a rookie if I don't have to type of people. And the fact that he's thinking about starting Siegel over Brown, yikes.
Siegel looked good. I mean, in spots, but Brown didn't look good.
No, there's no he didn't look good. They both do, like, what they each do poorly. It's the same, right? You don't want to see either of these guys trying to be the free safety or the deepest guy out there, right? And the Niners use the free safety and the strong safety interchangeably. I don't know if that's going to change throughout the duration of the season with Robert Saleh here, but for the last couple of seasons, they've been interchangeable pieces, and neither one of those guys are good in a coverage. They usually get outran or overrun, so they're in pursuit instead of being the deepest person back there. But both of those
Siegel's
guys,
fast.
Well, yes, Siegel has significantly more speed than Jair Brown. They both like to hit, and if they're both going downhill, they're okay. I think that Jair just misses a few more tackles than what Siegel will. Right. Siegel's actually willing to put his nose on someone's pad and someone's in the ball. So that's the positive there.
All I know is Jair Brown was like a 4.5.6 guy, or like a 4.6 guy, and Siegel was a 4.3 guy. So like that those extra tenths carry a ton of weight. You know, if somebody gets behind Siegel, he might be able to catch him. You know what I mean? So he has a little bit more margin for error if somebody tries to blow the top off the defense, where if he gets caught with a late hip turn, that he has enough catch-up speed that like he might be able to get there depending on how the pass is thrown. But if Brown gets blown by, you might as well just wait to the guy behind. Just reverse cheetah them. Just give them the deuces and be like, all right, have fun.
Look at that 98-yard touchdown pass in Minnesota a couple years ago. Sam Darnold, or last year, right? Sam Darnold to Justin Jefferson. What the hell is Brown doing with the corner? They're both chasing him. You're supposed to be in the back, Brown. You're supposed to be the last case. Nobody gets past you. Immediately, Jefferson's catching the ball, and he's running behind him. Just completely idiotic.
Yeah.
I would go with Siegel here.
I would too, because I think that there is a difference between a rookie playing for Siegel played for did he play for A&M?
No. Penn State. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Brown. Lyle says that wasn't Brown, that was Odom. Is that true? I swear it was Jair Brown. If so, sorry, Brown. You just got thrown under the bus here. The chat agrees with me that it was Brown, but
oh no, North Dakota State. Okay. So he's a small school guy, college, but like there's a difference between a rookie and rookie mistakes and not covering like zone in a way that an NFL team would cover. But Jair Brown's, this is year 3 for dude. Like he hasn't really shown any improvement whatsoever. Started hot as a rookie when he had to fill in for Hufanga, and then it just all got worse from there. So I would go with the person who you at least have the unknown in versus the known, where it's like he's going to cost us a touchdown.
Right.
Not a matter if, when, and how many of those can you endure before you like get the fuck off the field.
It was both Odom and Jair Brown on that play, 30 and 27.
Thank you. I remember Brown's dreads chasing. That's all I remember. The back of his view. By the way, there's a chat in here that said
97 yards. It's pathetic.
Absolutely disgusting. It was from Throwback, I thought, talking about how Kyle Shanahan was voted as the top. Here we go. Kyle Shanahan was ranked as the best offensive mind in the league according to his peers, DCs. No surprise there, although the Grant Conians of the world will have you believe he's some bum, should be fired. Did you see Drew Brees being asked which system he'd play for? And without even missing a beat, he said Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan, yeah. I mean, listen, because Kyle Shanahan schemes wide receivers open, you know? And people will be like, defenses are catching up to Kyle Shanahan. It's like, well, it's easy to catch up when Juwan Jennings has almost 1,000 yards receiving, because that means everybody else was hurt.
Right.
So...
Also, this quote from Strawberry. Did you see that clip of Schrager saying the 49ers doubled down on aging veterans and are treating last year like a fluke? Like, wasn't the media complaining all offseason that the 49ers let too many go? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it. They let so many. It's the departure, the rapture, whatever the hell they were calling this season. Yeah,
and what happened to Schrager? I feel like he used to be on our side, man.
He did. He was.
Yeah, and now he's just like a straight up hater.
He used to do the state of the franchise here.
He did the state of the franchise like 2 or 3 years in a row and shit like that. Wow. You know what I mean? But what happens is, he's
glazes the Rams now, right?
He's too close to McVay.
Yeah. But shit happens. Like, and I like seeing that. I like that being bulletin board material, right? That's what you want to see. I want to see everybody doubting the Niners going into this season. I want to see them doubting the Niners going into week 1 against the Seattle Seahawks, right? Like a team that got rid of all their starting wide receivers, right? Like now, like your number 3 is your number 1, right? You got a different quarterback in there. Oh man, but they got the guy that gave the 49ers fits on that Christmas weekend game against the Ravens, and he's going to give them fits with their defense. And maybe their defense is going to be legit, right? But Kyle Shanahan has had an opportunity now to go out there and wipe the slate clean and really show you guys what he can dial up and what he can do with some talent. Some guys that are fast, some guys that are elusive, some guys that can break some tackles, right? He's got his running back. I think that the dude, I'm not kidding. I did a fantasy draft and I had the 10th pick and Christian McCaffrey was available. What are people expecting to see from this guy that he was available at 10? Now, I just did a 12-man league draft last night, and I think he went like 8th or 9th. What am I missing something that Saquon Barkley is going 1 and McCaffrey is dropping that far down? There were people taking Ashton Genty over Christian McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. They were taking what's the other guy's name? Not Drake. What the hell is his name? What's the Falcons guy?
Oh,
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, like they're taking Robinson. I'm like, what the fuck have you guys been watching? And if you know anything about like NFL and Christian McCaffrey, what does he do following a season where he's got a significant injury? He goes ape shit the following year. And all I've heard all offseason from the beat writers, from Kyle Shanahan, from even Robert Saleh, Tim Ryan, right? McCaffrey looks like he's found the fountain of youth. He's a maniac out there. He needs to be controlled. They're pulling him off, and he's like, no, I want to keep going. Like, and this is in practices that they're privy to. Like, that's insane. I'm not saying that he's going to be better than Barkley this year. I have no idea. And there are people that are banking on Barkley having a down year because they hate the Eagles and that they think that all those carries and all are going to be. Maybe not. I don't care. I wish him nothing but the best. I actually like Saquon Barkley. However, to just discount Christian McCaffrey so quickly and the value of what he does to a Kyle Shanahan system. Kyle Shanahan went out and traded for Robinson, which tells me everything I need to know about the system. This isn't just about having McCaffrey available. It's about preserving him and making sure that he's healthy down the stretch. This is the year that the Niners push all the chips in on the table, and I think that's what Peter Schrager was trying to say to make this a full circle conversation here. I think that's what Schrager was trying to say, that last year – that, you know, everyone felt like, oh, the Niners fell off. It's over for them. No. That's a mulligan, right? We scratch it. It happened. It's done. It's over with. We didn't have any of our top wide receivers. George Kittle was in and out of the lineup. Trent Williams in and out of the lineup. Christian McCaffrey out of the lineup, right? He's got those pieces back right now. He's going to get Juwan Jennings. He's going to get Brandon Ayuk back. He went out there and got a guy that's a better receiver than Deebo Samuel and Robinson.
Yes. Right?
Then he went and got a backup running back that we're going to be able to depend on. Don't be surprised if you guys see Jordan James getting carries or finish the season with more carries than Isaac Guerrero because he just can't stay healthy. Right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. And so this is the kind of season that the Niners say, hey, while everybody is doubting us, let's punch him in the mouth. Let's go out there and make a statement, and let's run the table this year. I'm not saying all 17 games is a win, but we're going to go out there and we're going to put up 13, 14 wins, and we are going to be the force in the postseason that nobody wants to see. I think that's what he's doing here. And the defense, albeit a lot of young talent out there, you got a better coordinator out there, and you have balance in the play calling over there between Robert Saleh and Gus Bradley. Those guys are the yin and yang to each other, and I think it's going to pay dividends. And that youth is going to have an opportunity to develop because they're going to do a healthy rotation game after game. Don't be surprised if you go out there and see these defensive snap counts with a whole bunch of people in the 30s. Nobody in the 50s and 60s. Those days should be done for the 49ers. So I'm trying not to get to like the game previews and shit like that, but I'm really, really excited, and I love the fact that everybody is counting us out. Absolutely love it. And 100%. Absolutely, life of CB, Robinson is absolutely a better wide receiver than Deebo Samuel, and it's not even close.
Oh,
it's not close.
He's talking about Debo. He's not talking about. Maybe there's a different receiver we don't know about, Mike. Maybe there's Debo. I'm just fucking with you. Great. Well said, Mike. I do think that the 49ers, how many years are going to be, and I'm knocking on wood, as historically bad injury-wise as the last year? It's like the football gods are like to Shanahan. We'll give you a solid Super Bowl run every couple of years, but you know the price. The price is one shitty year where half of your roster is on IR. And Shanahan's like, well, all right, I'll take it. It happened after 2019. It happened after 2023. So that's just where the 49ers are. How many teams could deal with that amount of injuries to starters and have overcome it and made the playoffs still?
And we've been the most injured team in the NFL for like the last decade or whatever.
Yeah. Sadly. And by the way, we're not going to get into this, but I saw that ESPN clip of Michelle Smallman going out there picking the 49ers to finish last. And in her, diatribe, it was about how she saw what Purdy looked like after, last year when he was without weapons. I'm sorry. Purdy played pretty well last year, as far as I'm concerned. Did he? Yeah. It's a team game, right? Like, he didn't single-handedly will the 49ers to victory. But Joe Burrow couldn't even do that. And Joe Burrow was having an MVP caliber year. He threw like 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, and they missed the playoffs. They weren't that far off from the 49ers. So it's like, you're really going to put that expectation on a quarterback to single-handedly win games for their team?
With
good luck.
All of the injuries that they had on offense, they were still 4th in yards and 9th in DVOA.
Yeah.
So
top 10 offense.
It was defense, especially. And by the way, the defense only gave up the 8th most yards in the league, which tells you just how bad special teams was.
They were the worst in EPA. Lost the 49ers special teams by far.
Yep.
Mike, you talked about how the 49ers, they're running it back with specific players, right? Like the stars. But if you look at last year, if you think of what their biggest weakness was, we could all say it simultaneously, stopping the run. And what did they do this offseason? They single-handedly addressed that. They made it a focal point of the draft. CJ West, Mykal Williams, Alfred Collins, even the Nick Martin, the linebacker. That dude is a stud. I mean, he is a thumper when he hits you, and he wraps up really well. So they brought back their talent, and they plugged what they believed was their biggest hole.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, they have a guy that they actually know can coach a defense.
That too.
And really 2 guys. So then you get a guy who can come in and coach special teams. So you've taken 2 of the biggest weaknesses on the team and shorted up. Yeah. If the 49ers go from where they were defensively and special teams last year to just league average, this team should win the division. Yeah. And I like what Strawberry said about everybody picking on the 49ers for their injuries and CMC and all that stuff. And yet everybody's just going to let it rock that Matthew Stafford has a blown disc in his back. And because he's going to start week 1, it's like, oh, let's just rinse our hands of that. He's back. They're fine. Like, no. I fully expect him to get knocked out at some point. If not week 1, then shortly thereafter.
Mike?
Yeah, there seem to be a lot of people concerned with, who's going to be coming off the edge? The Niners don't have the experience. They don't have the guys out there. Those are the same people that were saying, man, we really need Kerry Hyder back. Like, I just really want you guys to think about.
Watch it. Hyder's my dude.
It's not a knock on Hyder at all, because I was happy with his production here, right? But this is the same guy that left, couldn't do anything, tried to come back and still couldn't quite do anything, right? And so I just feel like that there's something that needs to be said here. If you guys were confident in all of those replacement level players, and the Niners go out and get a guy like Huff that you guys are supposedly the real Huff, not a nickname Huff, right? A guy that you are supposed to believe in. Now you go out there and you draft a guy like Mykal Williams, who may or may not be the guy. I don't know. But they invested in that position group. And these are long-term investments. These aren't the short-term Band-Aids that they picked up off the street now. Well, Huff may be that guy, but you know what I'm saying?
He's much better than that, I'd argue.
Right, and that's kind of my point. And so you can't play it out of both sides of your mouths. You got to stick to what you believe in, what you see. If we could get that kind of production out of that guy, what should you expect out of those guys now? And so I'm fired up, man. I can't wait for us to catch everybody off guard. I mean, my winter bowling league started tonight, and guys are out there talking fantasy football. It's a whole different crew of the people. The last Wednesday night league is over. Tonight started the new one, and I mean, it's a whole different crew. These are all football heads in there, and they're like talking that talk, and it's really, really exciting. It is.
Oh yeah.
We got a super chat here from our guy Sean. Mike's looking Jesus clean, isn't he? Firefall. Anyway, JJ got his money. Why do they like Colton? He is bad, guys. What would Jesus do? He would cut Colton McNugget.
That's
you,
funny,
Sean.
man. He's Mike looking Jesus clean. I got baptized last weekend.
Yeah.
And so that's what
Right.
I'm sure that's what he's talking about there. It's gonna be it's cool, man. Listen, I don't know what the Niners see in Colton McKivitz. I really, really don't. And I know the advanced metric stuff is like, oh man, he's good. He's not as bad as you guys think. I think the offensive line isn't as bad as what people think it is. But I also attribute a lot of that to Brock Purdy's little bit of elusiveness. That's kind of, it kind of goes hand in hand, right? If he can get rid of the ball, if he can not take sacks and things like that. But the Niners don't give up a ton of pressures on their quarterback either, especially when the plays call for him to naturally be moving. So it's all about how you plan everything out. So I'm really, really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait for the test of the offensive line. I can't wait to see how Kyle Shanahan uses the youth at the wide receiver position and some of these newer players, right? I want to see all 8 of Brian Robinson's carries, like 5 times over. I just want to watch it over and over and over, like just to see, oh man, he's going to be good. Like I want to get excited about something, you know what I mean? And it's the unknown that makes 49ers football so exciting, right? Last year, the last 5 or 6 games that we all watched, it was like, yeah, we'll probably come out in the first half and be competitive, but down the stretch, we're just going to fade, right? The defense is going to let us down, and the offense is going to be on the field, and they're going to be playing ping pong. We're giving the ball back and forth, and we're not going to be able to stop anybody. We knew what was happening. There was no unknown. This year, Brock Purdy coming in here, new contract, right? New leadership qualities about him. The captains on the chest. I don't know if we're going to go over all the captains that the Niners named or not, but the list of the next. 49ers captains actually came out. Okay, so I'll shut up.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, but it's like the list of captains come out, and now all of a sudden these guys have something to prove. They have something to play for, and there's leadership qualities about that. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I just think that these guys, new parents out there, like this is a mature group, and these are men who know, like, hey, we took it for granted before. This is the same team that thought, hey, we just go out there and flip a switch. We did it 2 years ago, right? We just go out there and flip that switch. Now they know, yeah, right. If you can't flip that switch, that switch will flip you. Now they're like back to business. I think there's a new focus. I think there's a hyper focus. I mean, it started from the day that you heard from Nick Bosa this offseason, right? I took Robert Saleh for granted. It was just what I was used to. And now all of a sudden it's like, wow, I know the difference. I can see the difference. We feel the difference. That's all going to permeate through the building. And it's going to start with the captains on this team.
Which is why I got so pissed off, and I kind of got shit for saying it a couple years back when Debo was on that podcast saying, well, we basically view ourselves as Super Bowl champs. Like, we basically, in our eyes, we won it all. Yeah, did we not technically? I know I'm paraphrasing here, but it's like, no, the fuck you didn't. And you are not, nothing is given to you. You didn't earn it. You are not that, and that mentality bleeds into laziness or entitlement as a player. You got to go out there and earn it every single snap. So hopefully that mindset is gone. And last year was a nasty taste at all of the second year players on the team that it's not just sunshines and rainbow and candies and unicorns. This shit gets tough, and you got to go out there and actually earn it. Now, with that said, let's get into these captains. There's only one change from last year. George Kittle, Fred Warner, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa, Kyle Juszczyk, and Diamador Lenore. Matt Barrows points out they have no wide receiver captain. So Debo was previously a captain. His spot got swapped for Lenore. Any thoughts on this? I mean, we don't have to spend too long on this, but
I don't know. Is it really notable that there's no wide receiver captain? Like Brandon Ayuk's hurt. Ricky Pearsall's a year 2 guy who was like missed a lot of time last year. This doesn't surprise me at all. There's like, I don't know. Choice of words is a little weird there. Notably,
Right.
I don't
Is
know.
Ayuk even like a vocal leader? You know, like I don't know if that's
He's
his
been
personality.
working. You know, I think
Good
that
point.
in that way, he's been working a lot with the DBs. Like he has pictures with the
Wait.
DBs. They've been working out together. Like he's been helping the DBs a lot.
He asked about Ayuk.
Yeah, I know.
You're telling me that Ayuk has been working with the
Ayuk has
offensive
been working
players
with-
and the defensive players?
Yeah, he's been.
That's
he's
right.
been hanging
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
DBs.
I did that on purpose. Let's go, baby. Give that man his freaking props. You guys have been trying to write him off. I'm not going to let you guys do it. Round of applause for Brandon Ayuk. I told you guys that this guy is going to show you what he could do. All right, I'm yelling over the clapping, but I told you guys that he was going to show you guys what he could do, that this wasn't a selfish move, that he was sincerely a team player. He was content with being wide receiver 4. He just wanted to be paid for what he was owed. He wanted to be paid like he was supposed to be paid. He knew that the Niners were going to move on from Debo. He knew it. Pay me my money.
Yeah.
You paid that guy his money. Pay me my money. Did the injury happen? Yes, it did. Was that part of the plan? Absolutely not, guys. And so for everyone frustrated that the injury happened and you guys are all ready to write Brandon Ayuk off, pump the brakes. I guarantee you have a different tune by the end of the season this year. When that guy gets back out there, I saw him running routes that looked better than some of the routes that I saw from wide receivers that were supposed to be healthy. And that was it before a game started. That was stuff that even Matt Mayoko thought was going to get us fined. Right? Oh, he caught a pass from Brock Purdy. Uh-oh, the Niners can't do that. Matt, it wasn't practice. Not you, Matt.
Right.
Matt
right.
Mayoko. It wasn't practice. It wasn't an organized team activity. He was on the field and running, and someone threw him the ball. Go ahead. Yeah.
Real quick, before I forget, do you guys remember the three of us sitting here, let's say roughly 3 years ago, and how controversial it was for us to say, if the 49ers push is going to come to shove, a fork is going to develop in the road, and they're going to have to pick a receiver to keep. And the three of us said very confidently we would take Ayuk over Debo. Do you guys remember the shit we got for saying that? And the chat telling us how wild and how dumb we were. And Debo's an all-pro. He was just coming off of that insane season. It was obvious then what their trajectories were looking like. Now, did I expect Debo to fall off that much? Absolutely not. But that just says to how good of a receiver Ayuk was already becoming. So it crossed my mind the other night that was even a discussion that we had to have. That was like a topic of debate on this channel. Not amongst us, but amongst us in the chat and other people that saw the clips and called us idiots. So I just had to call back to that. We got a super chat here. Oh, go ahead.
No, you can pop it up there. I'll actually read it because this is a question that I had for you guys as well.
The one from
But the super
this one?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Not
Okay,
that one.
we'll do this one first. This one?
Yeah, the fat grapefruit juice, Kyle Juszczyk, as a captain says we bad. I'm not trying to be funny at all. And I am happy that Kyle Juszczyk is back here. What is he a captain for?
Vibes.
All right, I respect it. You gave me an answer.
Vibes.
All right, it's cool. And he is definitely a leader. He's a vocal leader. You see him on the sidelines hyping his guys up. His snaps have gone down significantly. He might get, 28 snaps a game at this point in his career because the Niners just aren't doing that kind of formation. And I'm hoping to see more Christian McCaffrey and Robinson out there.
Yeah, I think I agree with Zach. You can be a captain and not necessarily be like a major producer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's one of the longest tenured 49ers on the roster. He's been there since 2018,
17.
I want to say.
He was the first class of free agents.
Yeah, so like he's been there for essentially this entire regime. Knows the offense, can get people up to speed. Again, some of the best coaches in the league that we've seen right now were like backup quarterbacks, or some of the best analysts that we see are backup quarterbacks. Like we all love JT O'Sullivan, him breaking it down. He was never more than a journeyman guy. Like just because you're not an all pro doesn't mean you can't be a captain. And sometimes you don't want your all pros being captains because they're not very good leaders as well. So just ask Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins.
Which makes me wonder why Nick Bosa is on this list as a captain every year. That guy does not say leader to me. I'm sorry. and I
Some
hope that
lead
he
by
has a bounce back
examples.
season.
Some lead by
I
example.
think, yeah. And Alfred Collins came out and said that working out with Nick Bosa, he went from 356 down to 319, and it's like worked really hard. So I think Bosa's not
Okay.
the knock on Warner. Remember the Warner, his first 3 years or 4 years was like, oh, he's not a very vocal leader, and now Warner's very vocal. It's just style and intent and everything like that. We don't see what goes on in the building; we just see what goes on outside. So.
Shout out
Yeah, I
to
think-
Lenore for
Yep.
first year coming to captain. I saw the clip of him talking today, and he said it's crazy
About the Seahawks?
No. He goes, when I first
Oh.
got here, I had to share a locker with another player, and like now I have my own locker, and I'm a captain on the team. And he just got his contract last year, so really, really well deserved. But I did see that clip as well, Matt, him talking about how this offseason's all been
It's
talking
always
shit.
been Seattle, and now
Yeah.
he's got to like go and back it up. Yeah.
We got another super chat here from Forever Faithful Podcast. Can I ask, why does Purdy get so disrespected? The fact that he wasn't on the top 100 and he still put up great numbers with an injured squad last year. The fact that Tua, Dak, all these other, mid-ass quarterbacks made the top 100, and Purdy was like 28 the previous year, something like that, to not even being on it. I could see the argument for him not being on it, but not when there's players that are on it that made it. Does that make sense? Like, overall 100 players, I could make the argument that he's not a top 100. At least last year he wasn't. But then you tell me people like Tua and Dak on it, I'm like, okay, all right, what the hell are we doing here? Clearly he's better than them. Or had a better year. I
don't know. I
Dak
don't
played like
think
7 games.
Yeah.
And what was the Cowboys' record? And that's kind of my point. It's like
Dak had 11 touchdowns and 8 picks last year.
Purdy's touchdown interception ratio wasn't.
I'm
the
just
greatest
saying,
either.
like, yeah, but
But it
again,
was better.
And he played.
And he played an average at best season. Everyone keeps trying to make it sound like he had this like 4,500 yard season or something
No,
like that.
it
He
was,
didn't.
It was on
He had
par.
like 35 to 3,800 yards. I have no idea
and
what
he
it is off
missed
the top of my
3
head.
games or something like that.
1, 2,
3.
He didn't miss 3 games.
He
last
didn't
year,
play
did
the
he?
last game. He didn't play versus Buffalo or
That's
versus
2.
Green Bay.
That's
I
it.
thought there was
I
another
think he
game.
played 15. I think he played 15. I think 15.
Okay.
But here's my point though. Here's my point, right? And it's the top 100 in particular. Purdy is so far down, and this is why he didn't win the MVP also in a season that I thought maybe he should have gotten more votes. He's so far down the list of who you plan on like taking out of the game when you play the 49ers on either side of the ball that it kind of just knocks him out of everyone's list. I sincerely believe that about Brock Purdy.
Oh.
I really, really do.
Then how was he 28th 2 years ago?
Because we were so good, they just couldn't deny it. I'm serious. Like 2 years ago, it was our Super Bowl year. I'm not even exaggerating.
It was. No, you're right.
And so I think that to not include him then, it would have looked like a bunch of hate. First of all, I don't think the players actually vote on this the way that they make it sound like they do. So I want to put that out there. I think this is like a what do you call it? Like it's like a faux like voting thing. It's a publication. It's a gimmick just to get people talking. And so
It's like the moon landing.
All right, go ahead, Matt. I cut you off twice. I'm not going to do this.
I just listen. At the end of the day, do we think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback? Yes. Does the 49ers think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback? Yes. Do his teammates think he's a good quarterback? Yes. Who the fuck cares about the NFL top 100? Who gives a shit about the disrespect? Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Good.
He's either going to produce on the field and prove everybody wrong, or he's not.
Yeah.
And that's all that is left to now. But opinions are just opinions, man. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and most of the time they stink.
Quote,
Mine smells great, by the way.
Quote Jocko Purdy. They left you off the top 100. Good. You got disrespected. Good.
Yeah. By the way, Brock Purdy's in a bunch of commercials right now, so
He
he's
is.
marketable at the very least.
I think that there's a lot of quarterbacks on that list that I would have Purdy over, like as far as who I would rather have running my team.
Like Tua and Dak.
But those same players, in particular those two, when they're not out there, you don't expect their teams to win. So and I kind of think that's what the point is, right? Like if Purdy were to go down, do you think that the Niners can't come up with a way to win? The Dolphins don't win without Tua. They can't get 150 passing yards without Tua. And that might be because of Mike McDaniel, but that speaks to Kyle Shanahan and the rest of the supporting cast for Purdy. That's all I'm not saying that I would rather him over those guys. Let me be clear. But I understand why some people would view those other guys as higher and more important to their team's success than what they would view Purdy.
I think it depends, though, too. Right? I go back. It depends on who the backup is. Now, we've been fortunate that last year it was Darnold, and then this year it's going to be Mac Jones. But go back to the NFC Championship game in 2022. Right? Purdy's there, gets hurt. Josh Johnson's out there. They don't do shit. So I think that matters.
Yeah. And just like the chat said, every time Purdy's missed a game, we've lost. I mean, we haven't won a game that he didn't start since becoming our starter. It's got to be worth something.
And how many times have we seen like backup quarterbacks come and beat the 49ers? Too many, in my opinion.
Too
but
many.
Like
Too many.
Again, the goddamn Colt McCoy Cardinals game. I always come back to that. I'm like, God, I hate that game so much, man. Because he just shredded the defense.
I spent my hard-earned money to go to that game just to watch us get whooped.
Yeah. The home opener in 2021 or whatever it was, 2019, the Super Bowl year, when freaking Mason Rudolph almost beat the 49ers.
Oh, right.
And it took a last-second catch from Dante Pettis. We were all like, oh, Dante Pettis is going to be good this year? No.
That was the game we all went
he's
to.
not.
We had like 5 turnovers that game. Yeah. So let's just,
Right. Jimmy Garoppolo had like 5 turnovers that game.
Yeah. So, that was a rough game. That was a fun game, man. I miss you guys.
Well, I mean, listen, we made a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, so there's that.
And Brock Purdy. Oh, sorry. That sounded like a shot. Sorry.
Made an NFC championship.
Well, but Brock Purdy was like elevated his first year. Jimmy Garoppolo was a backup for like years and years and years. And then when he left here, he became a backup
before and after. Yeah. Like, so that speaks to, but that,
like this was the outlier.
You're kind of proving my point that it tells you just how good Kyle actually is, and that's kind of my point. But again, I don't want it to sound like I'm dumping on Purdy because I think
it's good about Kyle.
Year.
There was a number out there though that the 49ers have gone from like third down like passer rating of like with Jimmy Garoppolo was like 31st or something like that, and with Purdy it's 13th. So there is a marked measurable increase with Brock Purdy on the field. So I know people just Grant Cohn especially likes to point out just one-for-one comparisons of statistics, and it's never advanced metrics on anything that would indicate, oh, this was Jimmy Garoppolo versus this is Brock Purdy versus this is the normal NFL offense or whatever. Because Jimmy Garoppolo's 2019 season, by all measure, was actually pretty decent in terms of statistical number. You'd be like, oh, yeah, that's fine.
It was good enough to convince not only the fans, but Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch that we'd rather keep this guy over Tom Brady. We're good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, okay, it's hard to preview a game when nothing has happened. So why don't I just ask you guys like one storyline or aspect on both sides of the ball that you're going to be watching closely Sunday? Matt, I'll start with you. What's an offensive aspect or storyline you're going to be watching for the 49ers?
It's going to be the offensive line, and if they can keep Brock Purdy upright. I think, everybody's going to say wide receivers because we don't really have any, but the offensive line goes even more into that because, again, we saw in the preseason, Brock Purdy didn't really play that much, but the quarterbacks were under duress. I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I think we can't run the ball, right? That offensive line, we're going to see. The chickens will come home to roost on that.
Okay. Mike, what's an aspect or storyline you are keeping a close eye on offense?
On the offensive side of the ball, I want to see the creativity from Kyle Shanahan and the usage of the wide receivers. I've said it like 3 times throughout this episode already. I am excited for the Debo-less 49ers. I don't want to see the 9 to 12 plays where we're forcing the ball in his hands. And I can't wait to see what Kyle does with those opportunities, right? Like, get creative with a guy like Pearsall. Get creative with a guy like Jennings. While there's another number one out there with him, and there's a George Kittle out there with him, right? Like, just I want to see the Kyle Shanahan creativity. I want to see him get in his bag. And I know he's not going to do a whole lot because Kyle likes to keep things very close to the vest and don't show it until later, right? He has he's the opposite of a Ben Johnson, right? Ben Johnson says, if I can show you every play in the first game, it just gives you way more to look at and study. And Kyle's like, well, I want to save some stuff for later, right? They're the opposite when it comes to that. But I want to see him, really get in his bag, show some creativity, show us a wrinkle or two that we just haven't seen before. And odds are we won't notice it until after the game is over. Like, we're going to be too busy assessing whether or not we gain 4+ yards in a play. But then when the game is over and we start looking at the all-22, it's like, oh, this is a new formation. Oh, look, we never saw this guy in motion, and then they run it off with this play. And it's the same exact look as what they did in the first half. Like, that's when we're really going to get a chance to appreciate it. But that's what I'm going to be looking for, the creativity and the wide receiver usage.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like you said, Mike, no Deebo Samuel. How does Kyle Shanahan kind of reinvent his offense to overcome that? I say overcome, but you know what I mean. To navigate those plays that were, no matter what, they were predetermined to go to Deebo Samuel. For me, it kind of coincides with what Matt said, but the running game, the running backs, Christian McCaffrey is back. The preseason, the running game didn't look so hot. The offensive line, I know it wasn't the starters, don't get me wrong. I'm hoping that the offensive line opens up more holes, and the combination of McCaffrey and Robinson, what that split looks like. Is it going to be a 50-50, 80-20, 90-10 split in the backfield? I'm really intrigued to see what that looks like with the 49ers. This is the best backfield they've had, arguably, since Kyle Shanahan has been here. So I'm very excited to see what these running backs look like. Matt,
really?
Defense. Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you guys think we see McCaffrey and Robinson in the backfield at the same time this game?
I hope so.
At least like pre-snap motion.
I think so. Yeah, where McCaffrey comes out of the backfield and goes out in the slot.
Yeah.
I'd imagine they probably have something like that. Yeah.
Matt, I'll go back to you for something on the defense.
Yeah, I'm looking for that newly reconstructed defensive line to stop the run. Seattle is going to rely a lot on Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, and they're going to try to pound the ball. Again, Sam Darnold's a fucking pumpkin. He's always been a fucking pumpkin. Cooper Kupp, how long is he going to be available in the game? And then Jackson Smith and Jigba has to be the wide receiver one for the first time without DK Metcalf to bail him out over the top. So there's a lot of moving parts for the Seahawks in terms of their passing game. And so what I would want to see is that the 49ers can shut down the running game, shut down Kenneth Walker, shut down Charbonnet, and force them to throw the ball. Force, Pumpkin Man to have to make some magic, and I don't think he can do it. So their best bet is to force Sam Darnold into mistakes by shutting down the run. And again, when you spend that much capital on the defensive line in the draft, on the defense in general, with 5 draft picks to start your draft on the defense, they need to step up. So let's see how the run defense is right off the bat on week 1, because that'll set the stage of what the 49ers are going to be able to do this season.
Okay. Mike?
You guys know that I celebrate Trenton and New Jersey when they do their thing. So going into this game, I'm going to be watching Jair Brown and with a microscope. Like, I am going to be overanalyzing every play that I can see from him in this game. He really needs to show that he's the veteran in this secondary. Now, I know that Pinnock has been in the league a long time also, right? But he needs to show that I've got the experience in this group. Some rookie's not going to come in here and just take my job from me. And if by chance Siegel gets to start over him and Siegel starts to mess up and they make the switch, make the Niners regret pulling you out in the first place, right? You've got to take advantage of this opportunity, not to have that Eminem song playing in the background or anything like that, right? But he needs to feel that way, and he needs to show it and give the other teams that were out there maybe perhaps shopping for him, and then they felt the Niners asking price a little too much, give them something to look forward to, because it's about his future, and the better he plays, the better we are as a team. So if he's the weakest link on the defense, which I believe that's where I have him right now. If he's the weakest link and he can go out there and put up a good game, we should be all right.
Okay. For me, I think I got to go linebackers. D. Winter specifically, because we've heard all offseason he's come up, he's improved, he's a much better player. And he did look like it in the preseason. He looked faster. He looked like he hit harder. He looked like he was just more comfortable in this defense. Well, he's now Fred Warner's number 2. So how is he going to play when now it's, go time? There's no more prep. There's no more time to get up to speed. There's no more, well, you're an understudy. It's time. It's time. Dre Greenlaw is in Denver. You are now LB2. Let's see what D Winters has. And to add to that, you got the third linebacker. I'm forgetting his name. We just said it earlier. Surratt?
No, it's not.
Luke
Surratt.
Gifford?
Gifford. Thank you. Gifford.
Yep.
You got Gifford, and then you got the rookie, Nick Martin. What is this unit going to look like as a whole? It could be one of the best if things go well for the 49ers with just Martin, Winters, and Warner. So I'm excited to see. It's the first game of the 3, the new trio. Let's see what it looks like. Shall we do offensive and defensive predictions, guys?
Yeah, man.
I want to boo all 3 of us really quick. I'm sorry, but boo to all 3 of us. How did no one say Diamador Lenore? I mean, he said it himself, I thought for sure one of you guys were going to go there, so I purposely didn't do it. Diamador Lenore has quickly become my favorite defensive player on this team. Yes. He talks talk, he walks it, he backs it up, and he doesn't shy away from it even after games are over. He is all about posting the film and talking his smack, and I love that mentality. If you're a good player and you're confident in your abilities, see, like, what's even better about what Diamador Lenore does is it's the corner position itself, right? You're not contingent on the success of the defensive line, right? If the defensive line gets home and you get beat, you still get beat. If the defensive line doesn't get home, you can still lock somebody down. So it's really like I'm better than the guy I'm in charge of. And so I want to see it. I can't wait to see him go out there and back up all the talk he's been doing for the last season and a half, honestly. He came on towards the end of the previous season, and all of last year he was on fire. He is going out there. He's got to make it known why the 49ers chose him over Charvarius Ward.
Especially with how that ended, and Ward giving that quote to Mike Silver about how they made it clear they weren't going to stick with me, and they wanted Lenore over me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Right. All right. I'm sorry. I digress.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I hope Ward enjoys those 4 wins in Indianapolis this year.
Yes. We got another super chat from a guy, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Go Niners. I'm looking forward to see what Diamador Lenore can do this season. Newly minted captain. Perfect timing, Mike was just saying.
Well deserved, too.
Congrats to Lenore. Definitely. I might have to get a number 2 jersey. I mean, the kind of stipulation I've had is not until a player gets a second contract from the 49ers, because too many players on rookie contracts play really well but then leave. Lenore got that second contract, so might be time. All right, man.
Yeah, when are you going to donate that Solomon Thomas jersey that's hanging in your closet, bro?
I don't have a Solomon Thomas.
I know.
I had a Trey Lance.
All right. I was gonna say confession time. Let's see what the worst.
I did too.
Well,
what's the worst one you guys have?
Stewart got it for me.
Okay.
He didn't get it for me. NFL shop sent him the wrong size, so he shot it to me as a friend.
I was gonna say you blamed it on someone else. Okay.
No, he was being a
hilarious.
friend. It was before he even took a snap.
Yeah, I had a Trey Lance as well.
I had a Jimmy G.
I had a Jimmy. That's why I don't have a Brock Purdy, by the way.
Right. I don't have. I had Trey Lance. My first jersey ever I still have was a Frank Gore, 2006.
Okay.
2005, 2006. I was like 5th grade.
I have 2 Fred Warners.
Oh, no, I have a Fred Warner, the one with the throwback.
Yeah, I got the throwback with the 75th anniversary patch,
Yep.
and then I have one of the home reds.
I got Fred a Bosa. Warner.
I do have a Bosa as well. I had a McCaffrey. I gave it to Christian.
Nice. I think Kittle's next.
Kittle's next. I think I'm gonna get the rivalry jersey for Kittle.
There you go.
Seems to fit.
Mike, I know you got a wait. I know you got
he's got Nikella Witherspoon jersey.
know
for
you
sure.
do.
I do not have a Witherspoon jersey, believe it or not. I don't. That's kind of sad, actually, now that I think about it. But
Mike's like, I got an AJ Jenkins.
Right.
I think my worst one is Trey Lance. It's odd that all three of us have that jersey. That's
We were
weird.
so
to me.
excited,
you
man.
trade
We
three
were so
first
excited.
rounders. You think he's gonna hit?
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of what the other worst ones I have. I have a Navarro Bowman. And I only call that one of the worst because of how his tenure ended here with him like just refusing to be a team player. I don't have many Eric Armstead might be the worst one, and even he was pretty good. Because I have Bosa, I have Kittle, I have an Alex Smith jersey. There you go. I have an Alex Smith jersey. Maybe that's
turned
it.
out to be good. Yeah. Jake Moody jersey. Anybody?
No,
I don't even think they sell those. If I'm being honest with you.
You gotta do
they
the custom
they
to get
totally
a custom.
do, bro. They totally do.
Oh, that's tough. And I have a ton of jerseys. I mean, I have a lot. I don't have a Jerry Rice jersey.
I know.
I do have a John. What's his name?
Taylor.
I'm sorry, Taylor. Yeah, I do have a Taylor jersey that's autographed. Shout out to Miss Debbie. Thank you. I have a Frank Gore. I have two Bryant Young jerseys. My favorite player. I don't have many bad. I have a Fred Warner. I have the Nick Bosa
Nice.
military jersey. I did have a Debo that was autographed, and I gave that away. He really pissed me off with that whole jersey swap thing. Like I got rid of everything Debo. So I don't think I have many bad ones. It might be Trey Lance.
Still have this right here.
Oh God.
You know, I was thinking about getting a Debo jersey, but they just, they only sold him in like 4XL because he's so fucking fat.
The Debo 19 jersey isn't as bad as the Debo 1 jersey.
Right.
Like
No,
19
Debo
was the
1 jersey
Debo
was
that we
trash.
loved. Yeah.
God, I hope Pearsall can get that taste out of everybody's mouth.
Yeah,
By the
for
way,
real.
while we're talking about jerseys, I gotta mention I just hung these up. Shout out to my pops. He got me these like a year ago, and they had just been sitting here. I had other stuff on my wall, but I figured it's time. I got the frames. They're both autographed, Bosa and Purdy.
Nice.
And that's a Warner right there. So I spent some time this past weekend. We had a long weekend. Spent a couple hours on Sunday and Monday. Got it all hung up. Like an idiot, I hung the Purdy one like an inch too high. I thought I measured everything perfectly. I get down from the ladder and I'm looking at it. I'm like, fuck. So then I had to take it off, measure, lower it back down. And then it was still like a quarter of an inch too high. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not drilling like 8 more holes into my wall. It is what it is. It's going to have to stay. It's not that noticeable. You can barely tell. So thank you, Dad. Thank you. Okay.
Shout
Should
out
we
to
get
Pops.
into...
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And I do have a Roger Craig autographed jersey in the closet here that
Oh, that's
I
fire.
No, I gotta hang mine up. I got a Brandon Ayuk and a Fred Warner that I need to hang up. So
damn.
I don't have any autographed jerseys. Now that I think about it, I have a Frank Gore signature on a hoodie
Oh, there
that
you
I was
go.
wearing, like he
have-
signed. But
Too many things, not too many, but turn of a phrase. I have a lot of things autographed by Bill Walsh, what I just think is amazing. Like my dad got mini helmets, football. I have a football up
Yeah,
there
that's
that's like
awesome.
the '94 team. I would turn my camera, but I don't even think you guys can see it. But you can kind of see it
up in the corner, yeah, right there, yeah.
there. That's the '94 signed football by the entire team that year.
wow.
But all right, enough bragging. Let's get into this defensive player of the game prediction. Mike, you're on the big screen. Let's start with you.
Oh, we're gonna do. Oh, I thought we did offensive first. Are we switching it up? This
Okay,
year?
let's do offensive first.
All right.
Offensive player of the game for week 1. I would love for it to be Ricky Pearsall. I would love for him to like make a statement just coming out. And I told you guys how excited I was for Kyle Shanahan and the wide receivers and to just get creative. And I don't need to see anything crazy from him, right? Like give me 5 catches, 86 yards and a touchdown, right? Like it doesn't have to be like some 140-yard game or anything like that, Like it's just give me some consistency. When they call your number, you go out there. I would like to see him 5 of 6. You know what I mean? 80-something, 90-something yards and a touchdown, and just show like, all right, we got some consistency here. I'm going to go with Ricky Pearsall.
Okay. Matt?
Yeah, I was going to go Ricky Pearsall, but let's go the other half of that connection. I'm going to go Brock Purdy, and I think that it's important for him in the first couple of weeks with Brandon Ayuk out, with DeMarcus Robinson out, to really get in front of the narrative, so to speak, right? That he can shut a lot of people up with what is perceived as a very weak wide receiver room by going into Seattle and showing out, and then doing the same thing in New Orleans in week 2, and then doing the same thing in week 3. So it starts there. So I'm going to say Brock Purdy, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Damn, let's do it.
Yep.
Okay. For me, I'm going to go McCaffrey. This is the exciting whites right here for the offense. We got Ricky, Purdy, and McCaffrey.
Mike, do you not know that meme? I don't think Mike knows that meme. Oh man, so there is there's a meme going around on Twitter with the 49ers every time they add like a white skill position player or whatever, and it's just a shot from like a Vaughn's or something where it's just like, oh, the 49ers are at it again, and it says in Vaughn's, it's a label over white wine, and it just says exciting whites. Yeah. There it is, exciting whites. So that's been like the running.
I was
joke.
like, why did he say that? All right,
they keep adding to it. They keep adding. Yeah. I see the Eagles are trying to get on this. They could fuck off. This is the 49ers thing.
Yeah,
Niners minted exciting whites. So I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. He's back. First game back from the Achilles tendonitis or whatever the hell he was dealing with from hell.
PCL injury.
PCL. So
PCL was the thing. Yeah.
I am hyped to have him back. I'm going to say 175 total yards and 2 touchdowns for McCaffrey. He returns with a roar.
There you go.
Mike, defense.
All right, on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with my guy, Diamador Lenore. I think that he is going to allow, 4 receptions, which is a lot, but 4 receptions for like 24 yards, and he's going to have a pick. I'm not going to go and say a pick 6, but I'm going to say a pick. Nice. 24 receptions. I'm sorry, 4 receptions, 24 yards, and a pick. Diamador Lenore. Lock it down. Let's go, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Bring it on, baby.
Okay. Matt?
There you go. You know, last year's defensive performance just wasn't up to snuff, and I think I'm partly to blame for that, you know? I had a system going, and I kind of got away from it, so fuck it. We're back on it. Nick Bosa, 3 sacks and a motherfucking forced fumble.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's right.
Let's
we
go.
Are so back.
We are all the way back.
For me, I would also go with Lenore, but just for the sake of the show, I'll go with Warner. I'm going to go with Warner. Shuts that shit down. Middle of the defense. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I think he gets a pick on Sam Darnold. Former teammate, knows his tells. He's got him in his head. He's just going to be reading him like a book. Fred Warner, 12 tackles and a pick. Final score time, guys. Final score predictions. First time of the year.
Yeah.
12 tackles is a lot. Ooh.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
He's got to lead
the way.
Matt,
you're in the big screen.
Okay.
Baby. Take it away.
So, you know, division games are always weird. Week 1 on the road, always weird. And these teams just seem to, like, beat the crap out of each other. I think it'll be a tightly contested game, but ultimately, you know, Vegas has the 49ers as a 2.5-point favorite on the road. I think Vegas is Vegas because they know some stuff. So I'm going to go with the 49ers 27, Seattle 23.
Okay. Got them covering. Mike?
I'm going to go Niners 17-14.
You bitch.
Was that your score, Zach? 17-14?
I had Niners 19-16.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a little low-scoring game.
A lot of field goals.
Yeah, offense is still getting into it. But, okay, actually, hold on. Here's my prediction. Safety. I think it's 17-14, and then the 49ers get a safety on Sam Darnold. That's my prediction.
That's a bold prediction for your ass.
Lock it in right now. Lock it in. Clip this shit. I see it. I see Sam Darnold's dumbass face getting safetied. I can picture it right now. Put Fred Warner on there. Add that to my defensive predictions. There you go.
I hate his face too. It's so funny, man. Like
Right.
every time I see his face, you remember the presser when they like named him over Trey Lance?
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. And then he's like, I'm sorry, wait, what'd you ask me? Like it was just, oh man. And like
He's
that, I
zoning
can't
out.
get over that. Yeah, I can't get over it. So yeah. Anyway, I know that's phenomenal, man, and I hope you're right, man. I would love to get a safety on the guy that threw a 97-yarder on us, right? Like,
Right,
what's more
right.
rare, a safety or a 97-yard touchdown? So we owe him one. So let's get it back, man. I just don't know that the Niners are going to be able to put up a lot of points in this game. So I like the 19, I like the 17 area. If we put up 27, the league is in trouble. And by the way, we did throughout preseason outside that first game. But everything else, like we put up some numbers and we held teams relatively low too.
Well,
so.
I will say before, I mean, even without McCaffrey, for last season, the first game against the Seahawks, we put up 36. So
In Seattle, right?
we'll see. Yep.
Yeah, this would be 4 in a row. Purdy has never lost in Seattle as a starter. So we're looking for 4 in a row, knocking on wood. Kendrick.
And that's no disrespect, by the way. Mike McDonald's a really good coach, and
It's a
he's
good
done
defense.
a lot. Yeah, it's a very good defense, and it's just the offense is where I just like,
Yeah. Same.
They're just not very good.
So we'll wrap
And
up.
so
right?
it's going to be, I think it's going to be a reverse 49ers for us where,
Right.
you know how like our offense was bad under Jimmy Garoppolo and then we would like lose leads late because the defense is tired because they're just playing. Like it's hard to just continue to go out there
Right.
for 10, 11-yard drives. And then your offense goes out there 3 and out. And then it's like, well, shit, I barely had enough time to drink a cup of water and I got to go back out there already. All right, let's go. And I think that's kind of what Seattle's going to be in for this season. And my bold prediction for them is that you're going to see Jalen Milroe before they even get halfway through the year.
Thank you. I see Seahawks fans like on TikTok or on Twitter, and they're like, "How are people underestimating us? You know, how did they think we got worse than last year?" You don't just swap a quarterback out and expect everything to get better. Like you have one receiver from last year that remained. Is he a good receiver? Yes, but is he a bona fide number one? That remains to be seen. He had DK and Tyler Lockett taking away defensive attention, and Sam Darnold had one good year. Like you are betting on a lot to go right.
He had
for Sam Darnold
9/10
to
of a good year and then
Thank you.
shit the
Thank
bed
you.
in the last week of the season
Yes.
and also shit the bed in their first playoff game.
Yeah. So they better hope Gray Zabel is good enough to be a good offensive line, basically single-handedly, because if not, Sam Darnold's going to be seeing ghosts again back there. And they might be wishing that they had Geno Smith back.
If Moody misses a kick in Seattle, the 49ers might just leave his ass there.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Don't let him on the flight.
Yep.
All right, give me a Moody stat line, everybody. Let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Let's just go ahead and do it.
So I had 19 points, right? So that means he only kicked one field goal. So I'm going to say one field goal and two for 2 on extra points. That's my prediction.
3 for 3 on extra points, 2 for 3 from field goal range, with one of his misses being in like the 35 to 45 yard range.
Oh,
One where you're just like, what the fuck is this, man?
and it'll be like the first one.
Yeah.
All right. I have to stick with
No
Zach,
kickoffs
so
out of bounds, by the way. No kickoffs out of bounds.
Yeah. If I'm sticking with my score prediction, I got to stick with Zach's line, the two extra points and the one field goal. So
If the 49ers only score 17 points because Moody missed more than one kick, that's my opinion.
not possible.
They don't win games
Not
when
possible.
they put up 17 points. So I hope
Yeah,
they don't put up
they
17.
just don't.
No.
They just don't.
All right, let's get to end the first preview show
Yeah.
of the year, guys. It is late. We're going to go eat some dinner and call it a night. Mike,
Yes.
I am sure the folks know where to find premium 49ers content. But in case they don't, in case you're watching this for the first time, open your ears, put your listening ears on like a kindergartner.
Yeah, man. And there it is right there, guys. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. We have 2 episodes dropping this week exclusively on. Well, I got to figure out if I'm using the word exclusively right. If it drops on Patreon and then later gets released on YouTube.
Initially.
Initially
on
yeah.
Patreon.
Exclusively is
Okay.
only.
But I release it after it's old news, right? Like it'll be like a roster prediction,
Say,
and
like,
then
Do you do it live on Patreon?
I do it live.
Live exclusively on Patreon. There you go.
Okay, there you go. So, all right. So we have 2 shows coming to you guys live on Patreon. So make sure you guys are over there and get those notifications turned on. If you guys are watching right now from the 49ers Hive channel, please come on by and show me some love over on the Nothing But Niners channel on YouTube. And then also, if you're watching on the Nothing But Niners channel, come on over and show my guys some love over here on the 49ers Hive channel. And for everybody out there that is wondering how you can watch games, if you're on the East Coast, if you're in the Midwest, and in the central part of this country, and this game is only going to be on certain channels and you can't get it because you don't have NFL Sunday ticket, head on over to the Patreon. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. We will be there. We will be live, and you guys are going to have a fantastic time because you get my fantastic commentary, me up and down pacing, and you don't even get to see me. Like, I'm this big on the screen. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm somewhere at the top of the screen, really, really small, and you get the full screen experience. You guys can broadcast it to your television. It'll be great. I promise. You'll enjoy it.
RIP Stream East.
I saw they tweeted we're still around, but who knows?
They tweeted like, "Hey, we're illegally still
Yeah.
here." Like they
we're
put
not,
it up. That's
we're not
awesome.
gone or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, who knows? All right. Last words. We are back, baby. We are back.
That's right.
24 hours from now, we will be watching ESPN or NFL Network, whatever your choice, your channel of choice is, and it's gonna have highlights, guys. There will be football highlights for meaningful games. I just slapped the shit out of my knuckle on my ring. We are back. We are back. So it is finally here. You're gonna wake
As he
up tomorrow.
immediately hits his hands again.
Yes, I lowered it. I lowered it.
Ah, man, I hurt myself. Hold on. Let me do some shit.
Yes. So we are back, guys. You're going to wake up tomorrow, and before you go to bed, a football game will be played that actually matters. It's great.
Speaking of hurting ourselves, I hope that's not what we're doing by being excited about this 49ers season again. You know, we get another handful of ring right to the face.
Excuse me, bitch.
Definitely not. Definitely
Yeah.
not.
Going to be an excellent season, guys. I can feel it. Put your money on it right now. Niners in the Super Bowl.
By the way,
telling you guys.
I tried telling you guys months ago, take this week, upcoming Monday and Tuesday off. I hope you guys listen to me because I took it off, and your boy's got a long weekend. So hopefully.
Oy. Yeah, well, anyway, hopefully we'll be back Sunday to do a recap show on a victory.
right.
Zach, I guess you'll have to do what, Victory Wednesday for your suit?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This week. Yeah.
But football's back, baby, and I'm very excited to see where the 49ers go. It's an interesting team. There's a lot of unknowns, but I'm excited to see it unfold, and it starts Sunday in Seattle. So for Mike, for Zach, for myself, thank you guys for joining us here. We love having you here as always, and now we get to say it for real. Until next time, go Niners.